If you've ever gone to start up your 280ZX Turbo and you're hearing this clicking sound, it might be time to go ahead and clean your hydraulic lifters. These lifters were only used on the 1983 Turbo model, utilizing the P90A head. So, let's get started. In this video, I use Simple Green Heavy Duty Cleaner. You can also use diesel fuel, or if you have a carburetor cleaner kit, that'll work just fine. If you don't have a spring compression tool, you can use the end of a screwdriver, wedge it between the cam lobes and compress the springs, and you should be able to pop the rocker arm right off. I highly recommend using a spring compression tool. These can be had on Amazon for about $35, and I only had to modify it slightly to get it to work properly. Once you have the rocker arm off, let's go ahead and unscrew the hydraulic lifter. We can start by taking off the ring cap. Now that the cap's off, we can dump out our hydraulic cylinder and just see how much gunk has been inside it this entire time. The oil passageways are very small on the hydraulic lifter, and if the oil starts to get gunked up, it can cause the lifter to malfunction. A really nice trick I learned is to take the end of a Sharpie or a similar marker with the same size diameter, jam it in the socket, and it should pop right out. Next comes the spring. And now it's time to submerge all of your parts to clean them off. I used a spray bottle and a plastic bristle brush to clean off the lifters. You can do as much cleaning and inspection of parts as you like at this point. When I was done cleaning my parts, I used an electric duster, and this seemed to work out really well. The ball and spring valve does come apart, and make sure to be careful not to lose the small ball bearing. The smaller cylinder has the ball and spring valve. If this spring, along with the other bigger spring, are worn out, this may cause your hydraulic lifter to not work properly. Simply snap the retainer back in place, and you'll be good to go. Now that all of our parts are clean, let's go ahead and bring the oil tub over and submerge all of our parts. Now let's take our spring and make sure that it seats all the way down in the bottom. You may need to use a tool to get it to seat just right. Now let's go ahead and fill the casing with oil and the smaller cylinder, and then press it inside the casing. Once it's pressed down, you can use your tool and push down on the ball and spring, and this will allow you to seat the cylinder all the way down in the casing. Now we can install our final cylinder. Submerge both parts in oil, making sure that you get no air bubbles. If you've done this correctly, you should not be able to compress the hydraulic lifter. Next comes the ring cap, and in order to get this on, because you cannot compress the lifter by hand, I used a vise with 2 pieces of rubber to compress the lifter just so enough I could snap the end cap right on. If it's on correctly, it should free spin no problem. And there you have it, your 1983 hydraulic lifter is now clean and ready to install. Let's go ahead and clean out these cylinder housings. To do this, I used a fluids hand pump and sucked all of the gunk right out. We're all nice and clean. Go ahead and dab a little bit of oil and lube your threads. Next, dunk your hydraulic lifter. And now you're ready to install it in the head. Your torque spec ranges from 32 to 35 foot-pounds. I used 32. And here we have it. Our hydraulic lifters are all nice and clean, and you're ready to start the engine. Thanks for watching.